Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join us in welcoming the Timberlake High School class of 2019. Please remain standing and join me as the national anthem is performed by the Timberlake High School Band under the direction of Mr. Jeff Gambrino. See, I told you. You may be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the commencement exercise for the class of 2019. My name is Ryan Eberlin, and I am proud to serve as the principal of Timberlake High School. At this time, I'd like to introduce the individuals seated on the stage. Assistant Principal Josh Hegstead. Assistant Superintendent of Lakeland Joint School District, Lisa Sexton. Board Trustee Chair, Renee Olmstead. Board of Trustee Vice Chair, Larry Brown. Board of Trustee Member, Tim Skubitz. Board of Trustee Member, John Schaefer. And Board of Trustee Member, Rob Irons. I want to give a personal thank you to the school board, Lisa Sexton and Dr. Meyer, for supporting me as the principal of Timberlake High School. Also, thank you for supporting Timberlake and for the numerous hours you put in to make sure our staff and students have what we need to be successful. Now our graduates would like to acknowledge individuals who have helped them get to this point. If you are a great-grandparent or grandparent, please stand up and be recognized. If you are a parent, please stand up and be recognized. Active service members and veterans, please stand up and be recognized. We'd like to thank Mr. Jeff Gambrino and our instrumental music students for their outstanding performances. Our student council and leadership class for their support. Spirit Lake Police Department and Fire Department for being a huge support to Timberlake High School. Mrs. Sandall and our horticulture students for the beautiful display of flowers here tonight. Amanda Kistler and Chris Jarstad for helping with graduation rehearsal. Cameron Knigge and Tony Kroc for announcing the graduates' names and future plans. Counselors Renee Vordahl and Casey Lupinacci for their continued support of our students. Mr. Rice and the district maintenance crew for ensuring the gym, the building, and grounds are immaculate for this evening. Mrs. Norberg for many hours she's put into the program, slideshows, and coordinating most of the graduation activities. Caleb Richardson, our Timberlake technology technician. Class of 2019 senior parents for 4 great years and their legacy gift, which will go out here at the main entrance this summer. Thank you. Thank you to Mr. Graves and the industrial mechanics students for this beautiful podium, as well as Mrs. Johnson for the artwork. A huge thank you goes to the Timberlake staff. We're very fortunate, and I am blessed to be part of and work with this staff. Timberlake has a quality staff that provides numerous opportunities for an excellent education. Staff members are seated to the right of me and also throughout the building right now, assisting with supervision. Please join me in thanking the Timberlake staff for their work and dedication in educating our students. Another huge shout out to Assistant Principal Mr. Hegstead, Principal Assistant Katie Walton, Activities Director Jim Simpson for supporting the staff, students, and me. Finally, we want to acknowledge our seniors for their dedication to academics and activities. We appreciate your leadership, enthusiasm, and your commitment to Timberlake High School. Thank you. At this time, we'd like to recognize a staff member who is retiring this school year, Mr. Albertson, who is not able to make it this evening. Thank you for your 47 years of service and education and several years at Timberlake. Now it is time to hear from our seniors. Our first speaker tonight is Travis Plunkett, Timberlake High School ASB President for the class of 2019.
I want to start this off by saying, if you see me tearing up, I'm not crying. It's because my tassel bopped me in the eye. Okay. So something occurred to me recently. I was sitting in the back seat, like many of us taller teenage men do, more squished than a graduate in between two grandparents. And this was the same back seat that I had sat in as a small child. Back when I could stretch out my legs and take a nap without waking up with my toe being dipped into my mom's coffee in the front cup holder. Back when I used to study the back of my dad's head as he drove, his dark haircut. Back when he used to slap his neck thinking he was bit by a mosquito when it was really me poking him with a fine-tip Sharpie. Dad, I never told you this, but that's not a freckle. But what occurred to me the other day, over 15 years later, was that my dad's dark haircut was turning gray. And every year that it took for those hairs to turn gray, he had committed to me. He had given his entire life, ever since I was born, to raising me and my brother, and so is my mom. So parents and mom and dad, thank you. Thank you because you have taken the time to raise these wonderful people who God brought into the world, the finest men and women that I may ever know. Thank you. Teachers, you have done the same. Every single morning you get up and fill our lives with your own. And I want you to know that every single minute of that makes a difference. And you have helped us to become the fine men and women that we are. And we will be forever grateful. Thank you. And to every friend and family member in this building, you are the people who were there with us from the very beginning. Thank you so much because you are part of every single one of our stories. Thank you. And finally, thank you to my Savior, Jesus Christ, for these wonderful people I've had the privilege to know. And because I would not be the person I am, and he's taken me from the hardest times and brought me out in victory, smiling. Thank you so much. Now, so I'm a distance runner. It means I run distance races, right? And I recall one time during cross country, at about the 3rd mile, a competitor came up alongside me. He looked at me and he said, and I quote, "Why do we do this?" So I thought about it. I looked at him and I answered. I said, that's all I said. And the point is this: life is a race. One of my favorite verses from the Bible that helps me not only in distance running, but in the race of life is Hebrews 12, 1-2. It says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off every encumbrance and the sin that so easily entangles us, and let us run the race with endurance set before us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross." You see, in this race of life, we've been running together, training. And if you ask any distance runner why they do it, it's not because we love the exhilarating feeling of cardiovascular explosion. It's because of the friends and family and the memories that last a lifetime that we get through the experience. And it's because at the very end, when we look back at everything we've done and everything we've accomplished, there is a victory and a joy. It's because of the joy set before us that we run this race of life. So I want to wish every one of you that day when you look back after running this race of life, that you would have given it all you've got and never given up, and you would have friends and family and memories that will last a lifetime, and you'll look back in victory and in utter joy. To every one of you, I want you to have an incredible life because you are an incredible life. Thank you for running this race of life with me for the last 4 years. If there's anything I've learned in this last 4 years, a couple things. One is you have to be careful in the freshman hall because if you go to the restroom, they like to point the nozzle up so that it sprays you right in the pants. I got sprayed one time right before I went on stage for a play. I didn't pee myself. And the other thing I've learned is that time after time, there's been a situation where someone spends 1 minute with me. Or maybe it's one moment listening to someone saying something important, a teacher, perhaps a parent, or maybe one verse in that Bible. One. It takes one person to make an impression that can alter the course of someone's life. It takes one person to do those things which change the world. So world, get ready because not one, but over 100 of us are coming at you with all we've got, and we are not going to give up. We're going to run this race with endurance until the very end for the joy set before us. So class of 2019, again, I wish you the most incredible life and that you can find every single thing that the Lord has planned for you. I love you. These people love you. God loves you. Class of 2019, let's go change the world.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce the class of 2019 salutatorian, Jessica Schell.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Schell. I'm so excited to be able to give this speech today, but don't worry, I know it's getting warmer by the second and that it's not getting any roomier in here, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I'd like to begin by thanking the people who have had such an impact on my life. Thank you to my loving parents who have shaped me into the driven and successful woman I am today. Thank you to my little sister Sabrina for keeping me on my toes, to my little brother Luke for starting my car in the morning. You always have been my favorite. And thank you to my older brother, Mark, for setting such great examples for me to follow. I love you guys and wouldn't be where I am today without you cheering me on. I'd also like to thank Isaiah and the whole Higbee family for being so amazing and supportive of my academic goals. Thanks to all of my friends and the rest of my family for being such a major part of my life. I am so incredibly blessed to have shared so many memories with you all. My last thank you goes to all the teachers who have helped me over the years. I truly believe that Timberlake High School is blessed to have such an amazing staff. I am so incredibly proud of my graduating class. All of you sitting before me have worked so hard to get here today, and for that, I applaud each and every one of you. So many of you have been a part of my journey, and I am very thankful for that. I really want you all to leave this gymnasium knowing how many opportunities are before you and how much potential you all have. Each person has a different item that they can bring to the table, so don't think for 1 second that you are not going to fit in or find success. You all have a purpose. It may take 1 year, 5 years, maybe even 10 years, but as long as you find it, you will do amazing things because you will have found that one thing that provides you with eternal happiness and fulfillment. I'd like to share a quote with you. God takes us down paths we never want to travel and roads we never want to see, to get us to a place we never want to leave. I know this quote will stick with me because I am often set on my own path. I have plans that I don't want disrupted, and I have goals that couldn't possibly